Hi everyone! So today I'm going to talk about the difference between emotional support animals, therapy dogs, and service dogs, because there are very distinct differences between all of those dogs within the laws and within their jobs. So I am just going to clear that up. So to start, I'm going to talk about ESAs, or emotional support animals. ESAs can be any animal. The most common ESA are cats and dogs. ESAs are purely for emotional support. For somebody to get an ESA, they must talk to a doctor or a therapist, and they must get a doctor's note prescribing them an ESA. ESAs do not require any special training. They don't have to be certified in any way. Emotional support animals have the right to live in non-pet housing. So that includes dorms, an apartment that doesn't allow you to have pets, or a house that doesn't allow you to have pets. This does not include hotels or vacation homes. Somebody with an ESA may be asked to provide a doctor's note by a homeowner or a landlord. This is completely legal for them to ask for, and you must provide it. Emotional support animals are also allowed to accompany their handlers in an airplane and at the airport. If they are boarding a plane, they still have to provide proof of documentation from a doctor, such as a doctor's note, saying that they do need this ESA. The staff at the airport are allowed to ask for a doctor's note, and you must also provide that for them, or they will not let you on the plane. Your dog also has to be well behaved, not as much as a service dog, but it cannot be out of control in the airport or on the airplane. Emotional support animals are not allowed anywhere else. They cannot accompany their handler to a restaurant, to a store, a hotel, a doctor's office, a hospital. They can't be anywhere like that, only non-pet friendly housing and airports. If they do accompany their handler into any of those other public places, that is breaking the law, and they can be asked to leave. Next, I'm going to talk about therapy dogs. So therapy dogs are dogs that are trained through a program, or you train them and go through a course, a training course, and they certify your dog as a therapy dog. Any breed can be a therapy dog. The job of a therapy dog is to provide comfort for a large group of people. So you normally see therapy dogs at nursing homes, hospitals, libraries, and schools. Therapy dogs normally get into establishments on a scheduled time. The handler has gotten permission from the establishment owner to bring their dog in. Therapy dogs do have to be certified, and establishments are allowed to ask to see this certification. Therapy dog handlers must provide it if asked. Some cities do allow therapy dogs the same rights as service dogs, as in public access rights. So they can accompany their handler into the public where people are allowed. They still need to carry their certification, because if they are asked for a certification because they are a therapy dog, not a service dog, they still do have to provide that. Like a service dog, their therapy dog must be under control at all times as well. Therapy dogs are also allowed to be pet by other people, but it's still safe to ask just to make sure. Lastly, I'm going to talk about service dogs. So as y'all might know, service dogs are dogs that are trained to help an individual with a disability. They are trained in tasks that they perform to mitigate this person's disability. Service dogs are also protected under the Americans with Disability Act, federal law. Others may not pet service dogs. They may not talk to service dogs, because these service dogs are here to do a specific job for their disabled handler. Service dogs have the right to live in non-pet friendly housing. They also have the right to accompany their handler anywhere the general public is allowed to go. This includes restaurants, doctor's offices, stores, hospitals. In hospitals, there are some places that service dogs may not go, but they are allowed to accompany their handler in areas in the hospital that the general public is allowed to be. Establishments cannot ask for any proof of certification or doctor's notes for people who have service dogs. This is because under the ADA, it is illegal for them to ask that, and there is no such thing as a service dog certification. Some training programs do provide this certification for service dogs. It doesn't mean anything under the law, though, and not all service dogs have it. Establishments may ask a service dog to leave if the dog is out of control, and if the handler fails to answer the 2 questions the establishment is allowed to ask. These two questions are, is that dog a service dog required because of a disability? If the dog is not required because of a disability, it's not a service dog under the ADA. And what task is the dog trained to perform? If they cannot say a legitimate task, a lot of times if it's not a service dog, they will be completely confused in that question, or they will say something like, oh, it's to make everyone happy, or oh, it helps me with my anxiety. Those aren't service dog tasks. Those are emotional support kind of things. It doesn't give a dog the right to be there. It doesn't make it a service dog under the ADA. So that pretty much sums up the differences in the jobs and laws of therapy, ESA, and service dogs. So I hope this cleared up any questions y'all might have on that subject. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!